Then Generation X, 1965 to 1980. I am falling in this Generation X. And then millennials, who born in between 1981 to 1996. I think most of you, the participants, are falling in this generation. And today's learners, our students, they are Generation Z. They are very digital natives. They born in between 1997 to 2012. And Generation Alpha, who born in between 2012 and 2024. And next generation who will born after 2020, in between 2025 to 2039, they will be called beta learners. And those who will born after 2040 to in between 2054, they will be called gamma learners. These terms, beta learners, alpha learners, this generation of learners are coined by the social researchers, social scientist, one demographer, Mark McCrindle. So we have to deal with these learners, Generation Z, and we have to think over the education system about alpha, beta, and gamma generation also. So what are the characteristics of 21st century learners? They are very much independent. They don't deny to take any risk. They are risk takers. They are digitally proficient, environmentally conscious also. They want to always connect with friends and peers, and they want to collaborate every time. They are very creative and innovative, and they want to at the same time global citizen. These are the characteristics of our present students. So we have to develop the pedagogies according to their needs, according to their characteristics, according to their dynamism. Now, going to the evolution of education for different generation of learners. Baby boomers who born in between 1949 to 1964, their classroom were very traditional classroom. The focus was on only textbooks, and face-to-face interaction was their guru shishya parampara. And then Generation X, traditional. In this generation, I have studied, so traditional method, limited uses of technology was there, little more flexible classroom and little more independent was the learners or students. Then millennials, use of technology started and collaboration started, and students gave their immediate feedback. Then Generation Z, who are our present learners, they are very much comfortable with technology, flexibility in choosing their top subjects of learning, and they believe in personalized education. And in this regard, we can connect with these few books. There are few books who have already thought about the future education system. Among these, one of them are re-emerging our future together, a new social contract for education, education for 2050 and beyond. You can see the book. This is published by UNESCO. The main theme for this is a very large book of about 200 pages. You can go through it. In this book, we found that they suggest for curriculum more intercultural, very important intercultural and interdisciplinary. There was a provision for new social contract for education, societal benefit. What will be the societal benefit after completing this education? And then research and innovation. This is a big dimension of this 2050 education system, and pedagogy should be organized around the principles of cooperation, collaboration, and solidarity. So this is the future education scenario. This will be the future education scenario. And let's move into the future, different evolution of education, evolution of different generation of education. You can see as industrial revolution 1, industrial revolution 2, accordingly our education system evaluated. In education system, education 1.0, can you share your views? What was the classroom situation? Can you share any views? This is this was during the period 18th century, education 1.0. This is totally authoritarian. That is, it is solely dependent on teacher. And one class size, one method fits everyone, and lack of technology was there. Then came education 2.0, limited uses of technology, active learning started. Then education 3.0, flipped classroom, integration of technology started. And now today we belong this era of education 4.0, where AI based learning started, personalized learning, and technology is at the core point of education.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I can understand these numerical 1.0, 2.0. What is the source? I don't understand.
Actually, this was aligned with the Industrial Revolution 1.0, 2.0. As Industrial Revolution move on from 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, accordingly, our education system evaluated.
Ma'am, kindly show the last slide, please. Once more. Thank you.
This one you can see where education 1.0 is totally teacher-centric, and the student was only passive recipient. And education 2.0 during the period 19th century. Education 1.0 started during the period 18th century. Education 2.0 19th century. Education 3.0 20th century. And now in the 21st century, we are going through the education 4.0, which is AI-based learning and technology at the core point. And learning can be done at home and outside school also. Okay, can I move?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Sure,
okay,
miss.
thank you. And many more points about education 4.0. It seeks not only teacher but also mentors. Very important. We are being facilitators, we are being trainers, we are being educators, and most importantly, motivators, who will diversify innovative transgressive pedagogy. Transgressive pedagogy means this is one kind of approaches which challenges traditional teaching methods and teaching learning methods. So this will diversify innovative transgressive pedagogy practices that engage with sustainability oriented, very important, and flexible learning. The need for the education sector to meet learning expectation of students. What kind of they are? They will be exploratory, multidisciplinary. There should be internationalization, globalization, and technological advancement in the curriculum. These are the few characteristics of higher education 4.0. So our new learning paradigm, what should it be? If we think our students be ready to take any kind of job in the 21st century, then they will have to acquire some skills. So here you can see that job readiness with 21st century skills, our students, we want to make them in such a way that they will achieve some sort of skills which are very important with 21st century. And these skills will get them to take to make them ready to take the job. And this is the function of traditional core skills, learning and innovation skills, career life skills, also digital literacy skills. So job readiness skills is function of traditional core skills, which are 3R: reading, writing, arithmetic, that is basic literacy and numeracy. Also, the students will have the learning and innovation skills, that is critical thinking, problem solving, creativity. Then they have to acquire some career and life skills, very important: flexibility, adaptability, initiative, teamwork, leadership will be there. And digital literacy, obviously, these skills they have already, they have much more than us. So digital literacy skills, technological proficiency, digital fluency, computing, media and information literacy, they're much more aware about it. So this is the new learning paradigm. We have to make our students in this way. And if we move on to education 5.0, what should be included in the curriculum? What should be included in the curriculum education 5.0? We know there always be academic education subjects. Besides that, social and cultural education, physical education, health education, life skill education, emotional learning, skills education, ICT skills education, hobby education, aesthetic education, and lastly, very important, which is peace and happiness education. And this is already started in the state Delhi, where in the schools peace and happiness curriculum was incorporated. This is proud moment of India. And in this generation of education 5.0, role of technology is very much immersive and engaging in engaged learning, VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality, interactive simulation, AI-powered tools, real-time feedback, etc. Technology integration will be there. And education 25 onwards, this is the integration of these learning theories, curriculum, programs, learners, technology, teacher, classroom, and you can add any more if you have any idea. You can add for use. But what is the dilemma? Tom Hirk, one of the most education consultant and author of many books, have quoted, quote unquote, I say, 21st century kids are being taught by 20th century adults using 19th century curriculum and techniques on an 18th century calendar. This is the systematic dilemma of the present education scenario. So, keeping in mind this background, we are going to discuss what kind of pedagogies we should adapt for our students who are generation alpha, beta, and beyond. So we are going to give some proposal for reviewing education for those types of generation of learners. So pedagogy should be organized around the principles of cooperation, collaboration, and solidarity. It should foster the intellectual, social, and moral capacities of students to work together and transform the world with empathy and compassion. There is unlearning to be done too of bias, prejudice, and divisiveness. Curricula, what kind of curricula should be there? Curricula should emphasize ecological, intercultural, and interdisciplinary learning that supports students to access and produce knowledge while also developing their capacity to critique and apply it. Curriculum must embrace an ecological understanding of humanity that rebalances the way we relate to Earth as a living planet and our singular home. And teaching should be further professionalized as a collaborative endeavor. Where teachers are recognized for their work as knowledge producers and key figures in educational and social transformation. Collaboration and teamwork should characterize the work of teacher. Very importantly, reflection, research, and the creation of knowledge and new pedagogical practices should become integral to teaching. And most importantly, higher education should be protected at different educational sites because of the inclusion, equity, and individual and collective well-being, the support, and also reimagine for better promote to the transformation of the world towards more just, equitable, and sustainable future. Very important. Just our society should be just, should be equitable, and we will be moving towards sustainable future. Sustainability is the important criteria we have to keep in our mind. So we should enjoy and expand the educational opportunities that take place throughout life and in different cultural and social spaces. At all the time of life, people should have meaningful, lifelong learning, quality educational opportunities. We should connect natural built virtual sites of learning, carefully leveraging the best potential to each of the citizen of the earth, global. We want to make our learners global citizens. So let us move now into the guidelines by NEP, National Education Policy 2020, developed by Ministry of Education, Government of India, about innovative pedagogical approaches and evaluation reforms. We will limit our discussion to the innovative pedagogical approaches only because our topic is this. So what they said, NEP 2020, they have emphasized that innovative connotes featuring new methods that are advanced and original. And in the context, innovative pedagogical approaches will be those which involve uses of appropriate means or tools, methods in a new and creative way, and in varied combinations in order to make the teaching learning process more effective. We will come later that how effective teaching learning situation can be created, and by this innovative pedagogical approaches will be developed, can be created by enabling the learners to attain the expected or defined learning outcomes. You all know that there is in the design of curriculum, CLO, course learning outcome, or PLO, program learning outcome are there. So definitely by applying innovative pedagogical approaches, we'll have to attain these outcomes. And these will develop students' capabilities in problem solving, teamwork. Repeatedly, we are repeating this term. These are very important for growing up or developing in our students these capacities, these skills: problem solving, teamwork, learning to learn, learning to unlearn the biases, prejudice, etc., reflective thinking, etc., to be creative, adapt to changes, manage and analyze information, and work with knowledge. And they have suggested, NEP, that these four broad categories of pedagogical approaches, we all know about these four kinds of approaches: behaviorism, old and fast approaches for traditional classroom, then came constructivism, and then social construction, and lastly we are in the age of liberationism approaches, pedagogical approaches. So let us move into behaviorism. So you know about behaviorism. Who are the innovators of behaviorism? Can you say Few names of social scientists who invented behaviorism theory.
Professor Mukherjee, madam.
Professor Norman Mukherjee, have you want to? Theory, behaviorism theory, learning theory. There are many more theories in these approaches. We can say Skinner, Pavlov. Have you heard about them? Skinner's theory, Pavlov's theory, classical conditioning, operant conditioning. Have you heard about them or these types of theories?
We have heard about Pavlov's theory, madam.
Pavlov's theory and Pavlov's theory and Skinner's theory was there. Bandura's experiments was there. So in this theory, this is approach towards teacher-centered classroom, teacher-centered learning, teaching learning methods. It advocates the use of direct instruction and lecture-based lesson, wherein teacher is the sole authority to lead the lesson and the knowledge being delivered in a curriculum where each subject, note that point, each subject is taught separately. That is, topic-based learning was there in this approach. And in this approach, it is expected to use a lesson mixture of lecturing, modeling, or demonstration. You can demonstrate also, but there is very much scope of rote learning and choral repetition. So behaviorism can be referred to as a traditional teaching style, and it is one-dimensional approach and do not give account for free will or internal influences such as moods, thoughts, what is the motivation or their background, feelings, etc. There is no place of students' inclusion in this type of approaches. Then we move to constructivism, relatively new to us. Learning through experiences and reflection is part of constructivism theory. And it is called oftenly invisible pedagogy because here students take part centrally. Students are at the center of this pedagogy, and this can incorporate. You can incorporate in your constructivist approach of teaching learning classroom. You can incorporate project work or problem solving method or inquiry based learning or experiential learning, etc., etc. So this theory includes individualization. This is very important, most important criteria for this kind of approaches. Individualization, that is, we must accept that every child is genius and different learning diversity as there. We have to keep in our mind their background, socioeconomic background, cultural background. So individualization and leads to slower paced learning, having hidden outcome with the support of the expert and less teacher talk. Teacher will talk less. This pedagogy also has the scope for emphasis on being outdoors and engaging with nature, which I have mentioned that in experiential learning you can see this. So it can be referred as progressive teaching style. Here curriculum should promote curriculum should use prior knowledge, emphasize on hands-on activity, problem solving method, laboratory method, etc. So this can be regarded as progressive teaching learning strategy. Then social constructivism. See, here the term social is added before the term constructivism. So what does it signify? Can you heard about this term social constructivism or any name of social scientists who have appeared this approach, pedagogical approach, social constructivism? Can you name it, one or two name who um, uh, invented constructivism? One or two name, very known, very popular. They are very popular.
Dr.
Who
Radha.
are
Jean Piaget and Vygotsky.
Jean Piaget,
Jean Piaget
Jean
and Vygotsky.
Piaget, right? Very good. Thank you very much. I think you are from the education background. Jean Piaget and Vygotsky are the main inventor of this term concepts. There are many more scientists, educational scientists are there. Bruners are there. Dines are there. Okay. So now, when social constructivism came, here teacher and student, two priorities blended, teacher guidance and student center. The teacher uses group work elements having smaller group size and limited topics for choice. So what is the difference between the two that described in constructivism and social constructivism? Can you say any one or two words? What is the difference between social constructivism and constructivism? In both of the approaches, student-centered approaches are there, are emphasized. But what is the difference? Social constructivism and constructivism. Can you say one or two words? So it emphasizes, this is the importance, the social constructivism emphasizes the importance of culture and context in understanding what occurs in society and constructing knowledge based on these understanding. So society is the role, main role to play here. Societal benefit. What are the societal problems, issues, their culture, context? To understanding this context, culture, what occurs in society, we have to construct our knowledge in this approach. And here also learning is promoted through collaboration among students and teachers. Then liberationism. This is the approach where democracy in the classroom as the student's voice is placed at the center. Very important. A student's voice. Have you heard about the name of Paulo Freire? Paulo Freire?
Oppressed.
Yes, Paulo Freire is a critical and who invented pedagogy of oppressed, pedagogy for the oppressed, and he compared the education system with banking system. This approach aims to empower students to critically analyze and challenge oppressive systems in society. It emphasizes students' voice, dialogues, and the development of a critical consciousness to facilitate social changes. This approach views education not as a process of simply transmitting information, but as a tool for liberation and social justice. This is the fundamental thought behind these approaches of liberation. So the teacher thus provides space and opportunity for the students to learn independently. Now, NEP 2020, we have already mentioned that NEP 2020 envisions innovative pedagogical approaches and their role in higher education, a pedagogy that makes education more experiential, holistic, integrated, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, learner-centered, discussion-based, flexible, and most importantly, it should be enjoyable. Enjoyable for both teachers and learners, not only for students. Enjoyable to both of them, students and teachers. So here we are connecting with these four theories which are relevant for the students of higher education system of India, pedagogy, pedagogy, xeragogy, or cybergogy. These are the most important 4 theories which we relate with learning theories of for higher education students of our institution. Pedagogy. Pedagogy is for learners who are adult. So there are scope of self-regulated learning. Self-regulated learning. So learner agency has the most priority in this theory. Learner's agency, self-efficacy and capability. According to their capability, efficacy, they will have to learn. And non-linear learning. What does it mean by the term non-linear learning? Can you explain in one or two words? What is the meaning of the term non-linear learning? And what is linear learning? Then what is linear learning? If in pedagogy the learning is non-linear, then what is linear? Linear means in one direction. In one direction where only teacher discuss, where only teacher gives lectures. Students only learn from teachers. Teacher-centric classroom. They are linear learning occurs. But in pedagogy, when learners are adult, they are learning from different kinds of sources. From teachers, from peers, from friends, from relatives, from home, from website. So this is non-linear learning. And meta cognition reflection definitely will be there. Metacognition means, have you heard the term metacognition, or can you explain the term metacognition? Metacognition.
Learning about learning.
Right.
Knowing about knowing.
Very good. Thank you very much. Learning about learning, knowing about what is my limitations. So thinking about that, thinking about my knowing, or thinking about my thinking process. Can I extend my boundary of thinking process, etc., etc. And then, importantly, learning how to learn. So the principles of pedagogy are emphasis on learning process more than the content. How they learn, how to learn, how to learn. Process. Process is here very important. Know how to learn. Learning is multidisciplinary. Learning through self-chosen and self-directed method, because learner agency. Learner have their own learning method. They want to learn in their own pace, own time, own choice. So this is pedagogy. Pedagogy. And then pedagogy. Pedagogy, see the term peer. Peer, from the term peer. Peer means mates. So pedagogy referred to also referred as pedagogy. Pedagogy may be called as pedagogy, and it was introduced by Joe Corneli and Charles Jeffrey Danoff. So this is a process of gathering of best practices of effective peer learning. So pedagogy based on the following principles: empowering the self-motivated learners to connect with peers all over the world and co-construct their knowledge and learn. Learner becomes social and actively involved in peer learning. Learner develops himself or herself while teaching other what or he or she knows, and enhance his or her personality by new learning from peers. Peer is the central key point. Here is the key role in this pedagogy. And the knowledge of self-directed group can lead to their own courses. It may be online also. So the key role of teacher is to be what? The key role of the teacher will be what? What will be the then role of teachers in this pedagogy? Can you say? You have seen that.
Ma'am, it's to coordinate among the students.
Very good. Thank you very much. Coordinating, motivating the learners for active participation or coordinating themselves. He or she, the teacher, he or she has to be supportive and ready to supervise the groups as and when needed. Thank you very much for giving very important input. Then pedagogy, this is for very older people, adults who are retired or post-work or post-family and sometimes with intellectual limitations. So this theory for teaching for elderly people, learning should aim to provide skills and resources which maintain personal independence. So in SDG 4, you already heard about that. SDG 4, quality learning for all and lifelong learning. So pedagogy is important in this context. And cybergogy as a term reflects itself that cyber, the term from cyber and goji, cybergogy refers to online self-formative process. Minjuan Wang proposed one model of cybergogy in 2008. And it got recognized as instructional innovative model also. So here, to make this model successful, the teacher has to implement the following very cautiously. See, right learner means he has target. Who will be the target for a particular online course? You have already known about that is a platform provided by government of India. Students, faculty members.
Madam, PPT is not visible. Madam, PPT is not visible now.
PPT is visible now.
Not visible.
PPT is clear, right?
PPT clear है मैम. मैम PPT clear है.
PPT also clear.
अब तो क्लियर नहीं है, अंधेरा हो गया.
नहीं क्लियर है मैडम.
अब सही है, अब सही है.
हाँ
क्लियर है.
अब सही है.
No, ma'am.
अब सही है.
No, ma'am.
नहीं, अब सही है. Yes, madam. Carry on.
Oh, okay. So you have to choose the right target group, and you have to select open educational resources. Open educational resources, and it is also to be rightly placed. When and how.
PPT not showing, ma'am. PPT not showing.
Is it visible now?
No.
No, ma'am.
Not visible. Yes, visible.
Yes, visible.
Visible now.
Visible.
So here is a model given by Wang and Kang in 2008. You can see how we interrelates in this model cybergogy or cybergogy pedagogical approaches or theory. Define it as you want. He gave one model, Wang and Kang in 2008, where social factors, emotional factors, cognitive factors, all three domains are interrelated, and this cybergogy make the learners engaged. How much engaged? You can see from this model. Juan, Wang, and Kang late they have developed this model. So, what will be the role of teacher in this cyberbullying? What will be the role of teachers then? Can you say one or two words? So you have to know the learning needs of your students. You have to prepare the model or course, online courses for your students, for particular targeted students. So you have to know the diversified needs of the present day students. What are the demands? What are the present needs? So accordingly, you have to frame or design the online courses for particular targeted group of students, and also simultaneously the resources, and you have to be lightly placed. This is the role of teachers here. So here you can see the what should be the learning ecosystem. This is a picture that you can see the entire network of institutional infrastructure, stakeholders, teaching and learning content, integration of technologies, different kinds of strategies, keeping in mind the different cultural background or cultural effect, or combination of many cultural society, all working collaboratively to focus on student-centered learning to impact the sustainable academic outcome of the students in the face of fourth industrial revolution and academic higher education 4.0. So this is a picture where you can relate how our classroom should be. These stakeholders, teaching and learning infrastructure, academic stakeholders. Who are academic stakeholders? Who will be the academic stakeholders? Who are academic stakeholders? Can you say two or three words? Two words. Academic stakeholders means?
Teachers,
Yes, teachers,
administrators,
administrator, good.
lawmakers,
Teacher, principal, administration, parents
Ah,
are
Students,
ah,
policy makers,
right. Very good. Thank you very much. Excellent. Policy makers, administrators, principals, or vice chancellors, or teachers, faculty members, office bearers, all are academic stakeholders. Learning content, teaching learning strategy. What will be your teaching learning strategy? Can you say a few name teaching learning strategy, which I already mentioned in the slides? I want to know from you. Teaching learning strategy, what should be, or what it would be?
Framing curriculum, ma'am.
Framing curriculum. Okay. Teaching learning strategy, framing curriculum. Okay, 1 point. Anyone adding 1 point, one more point?
Training curriculum,
mentoring,
curriculum.
ma'am,
Mentoring, okay. Then
diagnostic approach,
diagnostic, okay, good. Diagnostic approach. This is a strategy. Then the techniques, the method, the approaches that you want to apply as a strategy in your classroom. What are they? Many of you have rightly pointed out diagnostic approach. Then what you have done in your constructive approach, right? What you have done in your class? Teaching learning.
Cooperative approach.
Value-based education. Value-based education.
Value-based education, okay. Yes, this can be your teaching learning strategy. Cooperative method, collaborative method, teaching, diagnostic approach that you have mentioned. All are right. Excellent. Then teaching learning technologies. What are they? Name few technologies that you have applied in your classroom. I want to know from you. This is for the sake of my benefit only. What are the technologies that you have used? ICT is a broad term, information and communication technology. Then mention few specifying few name which you already applied in your classroom.
Smart board.
PowerPoint.
Sorry.
PowerPoint, ma'am.
PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint. Okay. You are applying PowerPoint presentation. Okay, good. And
Google Meet. Google Meet.
Google Meet online platform you can use. You are using, right? Very good.
Smart board.
PPT presentation, etc.
Teaching, learning and teach me tab, ma'am.
Video-based education.
Yes.
YouTube videos.
Videos.
Classes, ma'am.
Showing videos. Okay. Is it?
Educational videos. Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You can show your students many videos, reliable sources. That must be reliable. That must be genuine, because it will help your students to learn further, to motivate further to use such kind of videos. So you have to choose genuinely, rigorously, keeping in mind the student's background. So teaching learning technologies we are using, and teaching learning infrastructure all you know. So I am going to works. So innovative pedagogies, you have mentioned already few names that can be applied in our classroom situation for the students. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, visible.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. This is
So there are some examples of innovative pedagogies. These are few of them, not exclusive. You may include many one in this list. Blended learning, gamification. Gamification means engagement through play and the pedagogies of game. Toy-based pedagogy. Have you heard about that? Toy-based pedagogy, where you can use different kind. Mostly it is very meaningful to school children. Toy-based pedagogy, with the help of toy, various types of toy you are there. You in the early age to use kind of toy in the classroom. And its various parts related to science or arts or social science. This is gamification. It can be done in your also. And computational thinking, problem solving approach through logic. Then experiential learning is very important. Many of us are doing this type of learning for our students because we students are going in field work, etc. There they can take this process, experiential learning. We will say the term not teaching, but learning and teaching, because
PPT is not showing.
Voice also is breaking.
So this is and e-learning was there, project-based learning was there, scale-up pedagogy was there, and lastly, I have put agile learning for your understanding. So, is it visible now?
Yes, madam.
Is it visible?
Yes,
So,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
flipped classroom. Have you heard about? Have you heard about flipped classroom?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you say a few words about it? What is
Can I
it?
can I add one thing in, ma'am? Toy-based learning.
Yes, of course. Why not?
Yesterday, ma'am, I found a good example. While teaching a very little boy, I asked him about input, output, and processing. So I made him understand by a pencil. I take a pencil as a input and put it into the sharpener. Cut. And the sharpener becomes processing. And the output becomes the sharpened pencil.
Wow, nice. Then how to relate to learning?
Yes, ma'am. I correlate it with learning through giving them several types of toys. And just like a toy related to India map. And I made him to search the capitals at different places and put the exact one.
Wow, very good. Very nice. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you. Thank you. You are a good teacher. So different kinds of methods are there by which you can motivate your learners, you can engage your learners, you can make the classroom joyful. This is the role of a teacher: facilitator, motivator, guide, mentor, educator, trainer. These are the role of the teacher of present day society. This is the need of the time. So you have all learned, know about flipped classroom. Can you say one or more two words? Flipped classroom, what is it? Everybody know.
Ma'am, in yesterday's lecture, we got to know about flipped classroom.
What is it?
नोट्स बना दे, वो बेसिक नोट्स हम वो तो नेट से भी पढ़ लेंगे. हम उसको डेमोस्ट्रेट करने के लिए जो है क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग की तरफ से शुरू कर ले, तो उसको कहते हैं फ्लिप क्लासरूम. एकदम बेसिक देखकर.
Oh, not audible, ma'am. Network.
Madam, you are not audible.
Okay. Now audible. So, can you again repeat, ma'am, what you were saying? I understood your method of.
Please repeat my need, yeah, sir.
Okay. You all know about flipped classroom. What Madam mentioned that he already first he gave some study material before entering the class. So
yes, ma'am. The basic study materials वो हम नहीं देंगे. हम उसके बाद से जो कॉग्निटिव सोच शुरू होती है वहां से शुरू करेंगे, क्योंकि जो बेसिक मटेरियल्स है वो तुमको आसानी से नेट में जो है मिल जाती है. तो वहां से अगर शुरू करें तो उसको कहते हैं फ्लिप करना, मतलब जंप करके शुरू करना. दैट इज कॉल्ड फ्लिप टीचिंग.
Very nice. Thank you, madam. That is, you are practicing it. Your voice clear. You are so motivating. You are practicing in the classroom. One of the most important and innovative pedagogy, flip teaching. So this is known by all of us, and this we are learning outcome, pre-class, independent learning, understanding, and identifying the problem, etc. should be there, and in class the gained knowledge by the previously given study material, they have to analyze, they can integrate, and they evaluate. And that is you can be.
Ma'am, voice is breaking.
Why?
मैडम का माइक ऑन है.
So post class, they can synthesize, construct, and create. So this is the method of flipped classroom. Then come to blended teaching and learning. Blended teaching is a format rapidly spreading in higher education worldwide that combines the traditional face-to-face and e-learning, teaching learning with the online learning opportunities that promote anywhere, anytime.
मैडम आपका माइक ऑन है. नसरीन मैडम आपका माइक ऑन है.
Yes. So this make noises in between our lectures.
हो गया मैडम.
Okay, thank you. So blended, have you heard about blended learning? It is also very much known to all of you. Blended learning?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then I can say blended learning is a format rapidly spreading in higher education worldwide. And with these online learning opportunities, today's online learning opportunities that promote anywhere, anytime, in any place, learning using a range of e-learning tools. So there is today's era, it's trending to blended learning pedagogical approach that further supports experimental and practical learning. So in this approach, we can see these characteristics. This teaching learning approach or theory, you can say, this is mainly student-centric. Here, internalization of pedagogy happens. Here, you can enrich learning experience. Complementary learnings are happening. Collaborative innovators developed. Diversified learning background are kept in mind, and accordingly we can support their online or offline, face-to-face and blended mode. So this is very much inclusive. You can include all kinds of learners by giving specific online platform or online tool or online software by which all of your students can make engaging or interactive participation in your class, and they are independent thinkers. Students, they mean students, and this kind of teaching learning definitely make employment ready learning. So this is the characteristics of blended teaching learning. You may apply to your classroom. Blended means mixing of two kinds of platforms or traditional teaching with online teaching. So mixing of traditional teaching and online teaching generates blended learning and teaching. So what is the role of ICT here in blended learning in flipped classroom? Anywhere you can find ICT plays an important role in our classroom. Why? Because ICT contributes much more for both of them to teachers and learners. It makes confident in working with information and ideas of their others. It makes responsive. It makes reflective to both the students and teachers, not only for students. It makes innovative and also engaged, definitely. So, as role of ICT in today's era is very much needed. Already happening in our classroom also. We use different kinds of ICTs. I already mentioned some of them. And there are various teaching modes. You all know: offline classroom, online blended learning, distance learning. These are known to all of you. And here it is explained that the experiential learning. Experiential learning can be done through various kinds of activities like practical, internship, experimentation, training, simulated learning. It may be lab-based or field-based. Can you say a few words about the term internship? Have you heard about the term internship? Or who are applying internship in their classroom for their students in their classroom, not in the classroom. Internship means the activity outside the classroom.
We don't apply in the classroom, but we have 1 year internship after graduation course of Unani medicine in our university.
Okay, madam, thank you. Anyone who have applied internship for?
Hello, ma'am. Actually, I'm from Assam. So in our college, we sent the 4th semester students for 1 month internship. It's under Guwahati University. So recently it has started. Actually, I'm from Assam.
That
So,
is why I am asking, because it is UGC under UGC norms. Internship is there after in 4th or 6th semester.
Yes, it's in 4th semester we are sending it, ma'am.
Oh, very nice, very nice. That's why I am asking. Applied your
In which course?
In graduation. In graduation.
In graduation.
Yes.
In BA.
BA, 4th semester, or
I mean, actually, in all the streams, in BA, BSc, BCom.
Yes.
In every stream.
Very good, very good. In Assam, Namam? Assam. It is
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It started already.
Very nice to know that internship.
Ma'am, I wanted to know the name of the course provided by the university.
Actually, it's in syllabus, sir. Newly, it has after the NAP has started these things, so the new syllabus has changed, and it's in our course in 4th semester of all BA, BSc, and BCom courses. We have this 1 month internship. It's compulsory, and anywhere they can work. They have some guidelines.
का मतलब ये है कि जो सैद्धांतिक ज्ञान है उसको व्यवहारिक परिस्थितियों में जाके सीखना जाके करना जा करके, चाहे वो
Yes, they are working outside the institution.
बिल्कुल, चाहे वो कम्युनिटी विजिट के रूप में रहता है, हमें समुदाय का बारे में ज्ञान कराना होता है, या बीएड में जो हम लोग सैद्धांतिक ज्ञान कराते हैं बच्चों को, उसे क्लासरूम की परिस्थितियों में या विद्यालय में जाकर के देखना.
Yes, I want to take from yourself that yes, internship is already there in the BEd program, 2-year BEd program framed by NCTE, National Council of Teacher Education, NCTE 2000 after 2014. It is of 2-year duration, and internship program is in the 2 phase, where in first phase 1 month for observation and 4 months for teaching learning process. All the teaching learning process environment our students are going for internship for totally for 5 months. BEd students के लिए ये mandatory है. Otherwise, their certification will not be completed. Their degree will not be completed. So, in BEd program, it is already running everywhere in the country in India, because 2-year BEd program.
प्रैक्टिकलिंग बोलते हैं मैम, वही है इंटर्नशिप प्रैक्टिकली. और हमारे स्टूडेंट भी जैसे हैं बाहर जाके जो सीखते हैं, जैसे कि नर्सिंग ट्रेनिंग में मान लीजिए किसी लैब में जाके जो काम सीखते हैं वही इंटर्नशिप है.
Good. Nursing, education, engineering, internship is there in the professional course. Many from previous year, it is already applied. Different professional courses, in nursing, engineering. But
डॉक्टर की जो जाके वो ड्यूटी करते हैं इंटर्नशिप में, वो भी पीजीटी के दौरान वो भी इंटर्नशिप ही है. हाथों से करके सीखते हैं, वो असिस्ट करना वही.
So now there is a scope for undergraduate students, 1 month or 2 month internship program in the new NEP recommendations, NEP 2020 recommendations. That's why I am asking that what you are doing, what your institution is doing, is it applied or not? So thank you very much for giving your insight, giving your input. We are being enriched. So now we are moving to problem and project-based learning. These are very known, popular. We are using this for our students, for our master students, or for UG students. You can also apply. You can fix any you can identify in any problem from their domain of your students, and it is then identify the problem and then identify some.
Sir, please mute yourself.
Yes, yes. Please mute. Please mute.
Sir.
So PBL, problem solving method of project based learning, engages students in active learning and problem solving with an emphasis of self-directed inquiry. And this is the pedagogy that we can apply in our classroom. And here is more one more pedagogy, which is challenge-based learning. This is very interesting to know that challenge-based learning, it was introduced at the time of COVID-19 period. I remember that period of 2 years. So challenge-based learning was there. Challenge-based learning is an educational approach that centers on addressing real-world problems or complex, authentic challenges as a means of learning. Here was one article I mentioned here, an inter-university challenge-based learning course and its reception by the students' body, reflections and lesson learned in times of COVID-19. Stephanie and Han, they discusses in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic how 7 European universities, part of the ARPAS Alliance, adapted to constants by implementing trans-European challenge-based learning. So that project focused on climate change related risk and their purpose 8 characteristics of challenge-based learning and evaluate them with student data. So this is one kind of one type of pedagogy, innovative pedagogy also, that you may apply for any kind of situation or context where challenge may arise, like COVID-19 or any other disaster period. You can put challenge in front of your students and give them flexibility to solve in their own way. Then come to scale of pedagogy. This is very modern and very costly, I think, because in this group, students are seated at 9% circular tables in group of 3. Imagine that picture. In our classroom situation, have we that infrastructure, sitting 9% circular tables in group of 3? And each table has 3 laptops for undergraduate students, 1 for each group. Have we this kind of infrastructure in our system?
No, ma'am.
Each table, yes. So this is one kind of pedagogy for where this kind of infrastructure available. You may apply this kind of pedagogy, scale up pedagogy. Each table has 3 laptops and whiteboard, or it may be chalkboard. Students can connect their laptops to ports to display their work on a computer monitor and utilize. Imagine how collaborate they are, how much readiness among them in that type of students, that type of learners. So you can there are brief description about each pedagogy in my slide, and so you can go through in details in any website, and you can make it happen in your classroom if infrastructure facilitated, if you have the infrastructure, accessibility, etc. Affordability, it must be there, affordability also. So you can apply scale up pedagogy also in our classroom. Then one new pedagogy I can mention here is agile learning. Can you hear the term? Can you say yes or no? No, ma'am.
No, madam.
Have you heard the term?
No, madam.
Agile. Anybody from engineering group, engineering section or discipline? No. So this is mainly for science, technology, and engineering students. But today we can apply this for even school education also, higher education and school education also. It provides opportunities to students for collaboration, communication, teamwork, adaptation, critical thinking. Become more engaged. They become more engaged and more productive, and they prepare for lifelong learning. All the characteristics are here, which we want to develop among our learners: collaborative, communicative, teamwork, adaptation, critical thinking, creativity. They become more engaged, productive, and prepare for life learning. All the characteristics are in there. In this learning method, the learning sprints, whole module or unit can be divided, splitted into different sprint. Look at the picture: sprint 1 and sprint 2. In every sprint, there is a scope of review, test, build, design, and plan. You have to plan, design, build, then test. Then they will review also their result with the peers. And with the help of technology, you can do that. And there is two major components: spectrum of choice and spectrum of collaboration. Very important. Spectrum of choice. See the table where students and teachers are, two columns are there. And note that while students are observing, teachers are demonstrating and clarifying. After observing, students are actively imitating whom? Teachers. Then teachers are modeling and guiding. Then after actively imitating, students are contributing. Then teachers, what will be the teachers' role? Partnering and facilitating. Then after contributing, they will choose. They will choosing. Then teacher will empowering and coaching. And after their selection or choice made up, then they create. They will be creating. Then teacher will observing and supporting. Here, students or teachers are complement to each other. See the magic. And spectrum of collaboration. Here also from the spectrum of choice, you can imagine, you can see that what kind of collaboration at the end from both of students and teachers are there. So in the spectrum of collaboration, the need for collaboration grows to support the increasing complexity of problem. An objective of Agile education is to build students' capacity for collaboration based on the following levels: individual level, supportive level, cooperative level, collaborative level, community level. So here, each of the students, your students will develop his or her team spirit, leadership. He or she will respect, he or she will be respectful to others' opinion, others' work also. They will grow up as cooperative, collaborative, and communicative, definitely. So these are the process of learning, Agile learning. So Agile manifesto is not a methodology, it's a way of life, behaving. Various countries have adopted this learning. This is a new methodology, very new methodology, which are adopted mostly in outside India. In 7-9 countries they have started at engineering level Agile learning. they have applied for that. In India, there are few works on it. No such study have been found by myself. So you can start for your students. This is a new methodology. This is also gamifying education. The art of reflection is one of the main element of agile process. While you are dividing the whole unit into some few sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and sprint 4, then in every sprint there is a scope of review. Every time students are giving feedback, what is their strengths, what are their challenges they have to overcome, then you can guide accordingly, and then they will need to after then only after clearing their doubts and all the confusion, then you can move, or they can move, or whole class will move to the larger sprint 2. So this is very fruitful for any level of students. And this theory builds on the concept of taking incremental steps, frequent review, along with iterative design process by promoting flexibility, adaptability, and receptivity. Very important, flexibility, adaptability, and receptivity. These skills are very important for today's generation, for today's society, for today's global needs. So Agile is a philosophy and way of working that values individuals and interactions. So meaningful learning should be viewed. What can I say? Should be achieved. Meaningful learnings by cooperation, collaboration with all the stakeholders, and it also responds to the current change in the society. So Agile mainly originated, and that I have mentioned earlier, it was mainly for industry and engineering students, but it can be applied to any field, including education. See here all type of characteristics, integration of technology you can apply in the sprint 1, sprint 2, wherever it necessary, according to you. You can guide yourself. You can input integrate technology also here. So this is a process. It is a new process. So it can help educators and learners to create and deliver solutions that are contextualized, culturally relevant, and evidence-based. So this is very important new learning method, and it has 4 values that are individuals and interactions over process and tools. So we here we emphasize more on individuals and interaction over process and tools. Here, meaningful learning over comprehensive documentation. Meaningful learning is emphasized more here over comprehensive documentation. Stakeholders collaboration over contract negotiation. No group activity, but collaboration. All stakeholders will collaborate for applying this agile learning. So you have to plan or design for your students according to their need. And lastly, responding to change over following a plan. So agile learning also respond to the change of the society. So it is a very dynamic, very new, very innovative, and there are few softwares also you can use. Also Kanban are there, Scaled Agile are there, Scrum are there, Edu Scrum are there. These are few softwares you can take help of them to make it successful implementation in your classroom. So it is very important because it fosters student-centered education by allowing students to explore, experience every stage of sprint 1, sprint 2, there will be feedback, there will be interaction, there will be leadership, there will be respect, there will be some collaboration, there will be decision making, every sprint, in every sprint. So you have to break up your module or your unit into different sprint, and you also have to make some group among your students, group learning. In a group, they will collaborate with intergroup and in between a group. It enhances students' engagement and motivation by providing them with autonomy, mastery, and purpose, and by making learning fun and meaningful. So here also toy-based pedagogy you can also apply. You can also integrate technology. So you different skills, social skills, very important, social and emotional skills such as self-awareness, self-respect, self-confidence, self-management, social awareness like responsibility, citizenship, relationship skills, decision-making skills that are grown up by this kind of pedagogy, that is agile learning. So it is very important. You can apply for your students, and there are now moving to the suggested pedagogical approaches. This table was taken from the guidelines given by NEP 2020 by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. You can see this table there also. This is copying from there. And you can see, if you want to develop comprehensive knowledge in which learning needs is to know the discipline, since it is comprehensive, note the term comprehensive. So comprehensive means past, present, and future. Integration of all these three knowledge, comprehensive knowledge, to know the discipline in its current form, in its emergence, and in future development aspect, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary context for discipline knowledge. So what will be there for growing this kind of attributes, for meeting this kind of learning needs? What should be the pedagogical approaches you may follow? Here you can give classroom lecture using chalk and talk technique, case study example may be given, discussion method, thematic teaching, learning by design. All can be done, all can be applied. Then procedural knowledge. I cannot going to read this all. Our time is very limited, so I am moving towards, these are all confined in the NEP guidelines, NEP 2020 guidelines given by the
previous slide. Please show the previous slide once more.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then critical thinking. If you want to develop critical thinking among your students, then what can you do? You can do discussion group wise, brainstorming. You can give brainstorming problem, real life problem. If you want to develop creativity among the students, then you have to provide stimulus activity for your students, reframing problems, brainstorming activities, free writing, mind mapping, etc. There are various pedagogical approaches you can adopt, you can apply for your students, keeping in mind your students' need, demand, background, socioeconomic status, infrastructure, accessibility, availability, adaptability. You should keep in your mind that factors also. If you want to develop leadership, then what can you do? If you want to make a leader from your students, then what can you do? Can you suggest? If you want to make leadership quality among your students, what can you do? What do you want to do? Hello?
Appreciate him as a teamwork doing.
Yes,
activity.
yes, teamwork. Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much. So you
मैडम टीम वर्क और उसके साथ जो स्टूडेंट का बिहेवियर, कैरेक्टर और उसका स्किल एबिलिटी हमको देखना है।
yes, yes,
और
very nice.
टीम बनाना है।
Yes, yes, yes. Very important, very nice. That is, you are already applying these types of pedagogical approaches in your classroom. Very nice to hear from you. So there are many pedagogical approaches which can be innovative in your own way. Innovative means, what is the meaning? We have already mentioned innovative means newness or genuine and advanced. It should be genuine or original. And
madam.
Sorry.
Madam, innovative means new, unique approaches.
Yes, unique. Very nice. Unique approaches. Unique means in your own way for your own students. That can be unique. Unique means that. So there are various examples of pedagogical approaches for growing different kinds of graduate aptitudes or attributes, keeping in mind different or various diversified learning needs. So you can apply this. And one thing I want to mention here, environmental awareness. Very important for today's world. Environmental sustainability and sustainability. Have you heard about SDG? SDG, sir and madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Sustainable development.
Yes.
17 goals.
How many goals are there, madam? Sir?
17.
Seven. What is the
17.
targeted period, sir, madam?
2030.
Very good, thank you. So all of you are aware of that SDG goal, and which goals are relevant for our education?
4 number. 4.
Yes, thank you very much. SDG 4 for quality learning, and quality learning for every level of education for every child of one, and lifelong learning, provision of lifelong learning for all. So is this achievable for our society by 2030? What is your suggestion? What is your view? By 2030, what is the GER in our higher education?
Class enrollment ratio
28.4.
28.4.
Yes, very nice to know.
Ma'am, it's
You are all
10:35.
aware. Yes, you are all aware of
10:35,
that.
ma'am. The second lecture has to be started at 45.
Yes, so we are very far away to reach the 100% of GR or NER, what you may say or mention in every level of education. It is very difficult actually, and giving quality education side by side is very important, which is at least from our side, we will have to give our best efforts to achieve this goal. So these are the examples of this, and what will be the framework for effective teaching? Here it is mentioned. I don't want to mention it one by one. So what will be the effective teachers' characteristics for creating the frameworks for effective teaching learning? Because we want to develop our students more active, more engaged, more diversified, more ready for job. They will acquire the 21st century skill. 4 C's are there: critical thinking, then communication, then collaboration and creativity. 4 C's are very important for 21st century learner. So you have to develop your students these skills, and you have to make a frameworks for effective teaching learning situation. And that's why you have to develop, we have to develop ourselves these characteristics. Teacher should be knowledgeable, enthusiastic, confident, appreciative, that which we are already maybe all the characteristics not in one person, but we can collaborate, we can integrate our skills, our knowledge through team teaching, through collaborative teaching for betterment of our students, definitely. So there are so many barriers, I know, so we have to give only our best efforts to the classroom situation and also outside the classroom situation to make our students, to make our learners global citizen, to get, make them job ready, to
Minara madam, Minara madam.
Yes, madam.
Yes, please summarize because
Yes,
the
yes,
time
this
is
is the
over.
conclusion. Okay, madam, thank you. This is the conclusion. We already mentioned previously in the earlier slides. So we should keep in our mind that education should not be the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. This is the
Please share the PPT, ma'am, to coordinator, ma'am, so that we can get.
Of course, definitely. Sure, I will share this PPT with all of you. These are few references from where I got this information for sharing with all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you for cooperating. Thank you for making
Thank
the.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you so
you,
much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lecture.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you,
Minara.
ma'am.
Nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank
thank
you,
you
ma'am.
very much, Dr. Minara.
Thank you,
You
ma'am.
have elaborated your topic in such a creative and interesting manner. Very, very informative it was.
Thank you.
And we liked it very much.
Thank
very
you,
much.
ma'am.
So thank you to you. And please send your PPTs to me. Please.
Okay,
Please.
ma'am.
Yes, please send PPTs to me. Okay.
Okay. I want to take one photograph. Can you please make you visible? I want to take a photograph. Thank you all. Thank you.